if you start a whole song with vaginoplasty, like the boundaries are wide in terms of where you can swing. I think this has been a really controversial award season, given the films that are currently on the shortlist for Best Picture, but probably no more controversial than Emilia Perez.
Very controversial.
Which I feel like we have to discuss because we've all got very polarizing takes on this film. So, okay, Ilana, lead us off because I know you really enjoyed the film.
Yes, that's the impression I got.
Yeah. If enjoy, you mean I was entertained throughout. Yes, I enjoyed it. There was never a dull moment in that film. But that's not to say that it's a great film and it should win an Oscar. There's so much wrong with the film that it way outweighs just being entertained.
Oh, that's such a statement. There's so much wrong with the film.
There is so much wrong.
Tell us.
Well, see, no, this is where my take is, because when I first watched the film, there's an element of this is just so out there.
Yes.
In the sense that, okay, this isn't something that I have necessarily seen before.
Yes.
Which at first is very intoxicating. When you're watching as a viewer, you're going, well, I just don't know where it's going to go. And if you start a whole song with vaginoplasty, like, the boundaries are wide in terms of where you can swing.
Indeed, it's very captivating.
Very captivating.
You're suddenly in a whole other world. What I will say is I loved the first, until we got to the plot that the movie is about, I really liked it. And I thought if this was a movie about Zoe Saldana's character
As a
lawyer who doesn't like that she's working for people who have, moral failings and she's trying to be, I really was captivated by that, and I loved her numbers.
Oh yeah.
I thought Zoe Saldana's musical numbers were so interesting, well shot, well performed. She has a background as a dancer. You can feel it in her movements.
It really comes across in this
Oh
movie.
yeah.
The one at that gala stand out.
In that red suit. I was
So
like,
good.
this is incredible.
So good.
I thought it was like really exceptional filmmaking from that standpoint.
Yeah.
But the plot is insane.
Let's start by talking about what we did like about it.
Well, okay, so I've started. I'm going to say, you're about to go down.
This joke is about to go down.
I thought that the musical numbers in Spanish, the Spanish language musical numbers, I thought that they were beautifully choreographed and shot. I thought Selena Gomez was great in it. I don't know about
she was in it.
I don't know about the Spanish language part. I know there's been criticism about her Spanish and about the Spanish in the script in general. I can't speak to that. That's not my experience. But from a performance standpoint, I actually thought it was one of the more captivating performances of hers. And her face moved more than it does. And I don't mean that from the standpoint of I know she has an illness, and I don't want to make any comments about that. But in terms of a little cosmetic surgery, it was I like seeing her face.
As a non-Spanish speaking person, her performance did not take me out of it. But I have seen the criticism of her accent and her pronunciation was really bad, and this has been said by native Mexican speakers to compare
Spanish speakers in Mexico.
Spanish speakers in Mexico.
Yeah.
To compare to if something was set in Kansas and they were speaking with an Australian accent, English with an Australian accent,
and here
it really takes you out of the film.
I think lies at least my whole take from the film, because it can't exist within a vacuum. This is supposed to very much reflect a certain group of people's experiences. And from the get-go, it starts problematic with the fact that you have a French director writing Mexican characters, and you do not cast any Mexican actors to play it. And in fact,
there's only one in the movie.
I think, and it's not
she's not a main character.
Yeah.
Oh, she's great.
And aside of the talent of the individuals who were cast, the question is, can you get past that fact for this story that's supposed to be reflecting what is a real issue in Mexico?
Yeah.
It just, for me, it got to the point where I couldn't get past it, where no matter how enjoyable some aspects of the film were, I just kept having that voice in my head going, who is this representing and what is it trying to say?
And I think if the people who were supposed to be represented in the film felt respected and represented by the film, maybe we wouldn't have that feeling. And I also feel like if the director hadn't said in public things like, I didn't have to do a lot of research because I kind of knew what I needed to know, that's not great when it's a movie that the people you're trying to represent are vocally saying they don't feel represented. So, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But what really matters is what you think. So let us know in the comments what's your take on Emilia Perez and this award season.